Two kids grow up on the exact same suburban street. They go to the same public school, play in the same parks, and watch their parents work the same long hours in the same local factory. From a young age, both of these friends develop a ferocious work ethic. They start at the exact same line, with the exact same hunger to succeed. Fast forward 20 years. One of them owns a thriving business and a family home. The other is working 50 hours a week, but is still drowning in past due bills and a mountain of credit card debt. What changed? We are taught a very simple equation. Hard work equals financial success. But effort alone is not a guaranteed ticket to riches. If it were, the world's hardest workers would be its wealthiest people. The reality is that the mechanics of money operate on an entirely different set of rules. To understand the difference, we have to look at how income and net worth actually function. Look at the first pipeline. Water flows in, but it immediately drains out the bottom. That is a high income with zero assets. Friend B focused purely on earning a paycheck. But look at the second pipeline. The water flows into a reservoir, turning a turbine that pumps even more liquid back into the tank. Friend A focused on converting his income into assets. Generating a high income is an action, but building wealth is a mechanical process. These are two completely separate functions of money. Let's rewind to their early 20s. This is where the divergence begins. Long-term wealth is rarely decided by single massive events. It is dictated by daily habits that pull two trajectories apart over a decade. Friend A adopted habits that acted as probability enhancers. He lived below his means, keeping his rent and food costs low. He spent his evenings learning new skills to increase his market value, and he invested a small fixed amount of money every single month. These habits did not guarantee wealth, but they stacked the deck in his favor. Friend B fell into the trap of lifestyle inflation. Every time he got a raise, he immediately matched his spending to his new salary. Getting a promotion led to upgrading to a more expensive apartment. He earned more, but left zero empty space between income and expenses. When a medical emergency hit, this lack of a buffer triggered a debt spiral. Friend B had no savings to catch him. He was forced to use high-interest credit cards to cover the cost. That one emergency turned into a heavy, permanent weight that dragged down his finances for years. Poor financial decisions do not make someone a bad person. They simply leave an individual mathematically defenseless against the disasters that life eventually throws at everyone. But we cannot look at these two friends in a vacuum. It is easy to label this a simple story of good choices versus bad choices. However, that is only half of the picture. Economic conditions can create massive setbacks. Friend B entered the job market during a severe downturn. Companies were freezing hires and slashing starting salaries. He took a lower-paying job just to survive, putting his earning potential years behind schedule through no fault of his own. Friend A had a structural advantage that remained invisible to the outside world: access to capital. When he wanted to start his business, the bank turned him down. But because a family member was able to co-sign his loan, he got the funding he needed. He had a safety net that Friend B did not. We also have to account for pure luck. Being in the right place at the right time or meeting the right mentor by chance cannot be engineered. While habits improve the odds, the element of timing is a factor that no one can truly control. Acknowledging the role of luck and family support does not erase Friend A's hard work. He still had to execute. But including these factors provides a factual, complete picture of how his wealth was actually constructed. True wealth is born at the precise intersection of personal discipline and systemic opportunity. It is rarely the result of just one factor. Returning to the present, the mystery of the wealth gap is solved. The divide was built over thousands of days by compounding habits, systemic luck, and avoidable debt traps. If you want to change your own trajectory, you need a financial shield. That starts with a strict budget to see where your money is leaking. From there, you must build an emergency fund. This cash reserve is the only thing that prevents a single bad day from turning into a decade of debt. But saving alone isn't enough to beat inflation. To actually grow your net worth, you must invest consistently into assets. This graph shows the power of compounding. It starts slow and flat, but eventually the growth becomes exponential. Building this future means choosing long-term stability over short-term comfort. It means prioritizing continuous education over immediate lifestyle upgrades. Wealth is rarely built overnight. It's often the result of thousands of small decisions made over many years. This is only the beginning. In Season 2, we'll uncover the mechanisms behind markets, investing, and the global economy. You cannot control the economic weather. You cannot control where your starting line was drawn. But you can choose to begin building your financial foundation today.